I'm feeling good today, so I decided to make another video. I just got finished meditating, and I thought I'm gonna show you my meditating spot. Trees all around, connected with nature. My feet are kinda shit. You know the feeling when your legs go numb? Yeah, basically got this. But I know most of the people, especially my age, struggle with finding out something they want to do in life. They don't know what they want to do for a living. And I got a very easy thing to do in order to find out what your purpose is and find out the answers for what's best for you and how you can take your passion, take the thing you love onto the next level where you can actually make a living out of it. So about a year and a bit ago, year and a couple months, I was a very lazy guy. I wouldn't say lazy in a way like I can't be asked going outside or anything. Nah, I like going outside, but the time I would be inside, I would spend on the couch playing games and not really do much about my life. So my parents sat me down and they told me, like, you're growing up, you gotta start doing something for yourself, you know. If you don't wanna work at a 9 to 5 job, you gotta start doing something for yourself. You gotta start working on something that's gonna make you a living, you know. So back then, as most boys, um, I want to be a footballer. Well, my parents thought I want to be a footballer because before that, that's what I had told them. But the things had changed, so they're like, tell us what you want to do, and we'll help you achieve it. I don't know why. In my head, I was like, I'm gonna wait till I graduate, like go to college or whatever, university. Fuck this. Starts working a job and then start saving for getting a camera because I love photography and that's what I do. And I thought I'm gonna start saving. I'm gonna do it all by myself because who needs help? Like, why would anybody help me? You know? I don't know why I was thinking this, but I really had just gone down the lazy road and be like, oh yeah, I'll do it in a couple of years time. It's not that important now, you know. But my parents kind of woke me up to this. That's the beginning of 2020. Have in mind that my spiritual awakening happened or began September 2020. So they really woke me up to this, like, tell us what you want to do and we'll help you achieve it. So I told them that I like photography and that I want to do photography. And they're like, okay, find a camera you like and we'll get it for you so you can get started. Also a laptop that was from my dad. So eventually they got me everything I needed to start off, which was a camera with a kit lens and a laptop. So I started taking pictures and I wasn't really consistent with it, you know. I would do like one photo shoot a month and went to edit all of the pictures until I go out and do another photo shoot, and I would edit like 1 or 2 pictures a day. And my excuse for this, and have in mind that back then I would use presets where you just tap one setting and it does everything for you. Obviously I would go through the settings myself to like tweak it a bit, so I like it more. So make it the best looking as I can possibly make it. But I wasn't really tweaking all the settings I could have been tweaking. Like right now, I don't use any presets, and I go through all of the settings until I make the best picture I can. So I wasn't really consistent, and my parents had a go at me again, and they told me, "You told us you want to do photography, but you're not really like showing, you know. To be good, you need to be consistent with it. You need to be editing all the time. You shouldn't be just editing 2 pictures a day and then go back to the couch just playing games and that." So I started forcing myself in a way to edit pictures. It wasn't until September time where I started meditating, and it wasn't even that long after that I realized that this is what I am going to do for a living. It wasn't a matter of like back then. At the beginning, I was like, I want to do it for a living, but I didn't really know how to. I didn't really know what to do. After I started meditating, the answer came to me. I made a plan on what I need to do in order to get where I want to get at. Obviously, this plan keeps changing. Like the basics are still there, but I keep adding extra stuff onto it. I've started doing photo shoots for people. They're promoting my page onto their page. I post pictures every single day. I keep it consistent. I have about 410 posts at the moment on IG. I'll leave my account in the down in the description if I can. I'm not sure. Pretty sure I can. And soon I'm going to start charging little amounts, but I'm still thinking of how should I make it so it's fair to people, because obviously I'm still quite young and not everybody has the money for photo shoots, you know. So I gotta make sure I make them cheap and then start growing from there. But all those answers came to me from when I started actually taking care of myself, focusing on myself, meditating, especially meditating. So trust me guys, the key to having all the answers for yourself is not obviously... Who's that guy? The guy was like, shut up, but I'm not sure who he's talking to. Okay, anyways. The answer is obviously you need to do your research as well, but you have most of the answers or how to start and how to get to the point you want to get to by meditating. Now, it may sound kind of dumb, it may sound too simple to be true, too good to be true, but trust me, just try out for a month and see how it goes for you, because meditating personally really changed my life. I am much calmer. Like back then, I'll get pissed at everything and everyone. Obviously, I had my tough times in school back in my country. I used to get bullied a lot by my own friends, so I was in a really low vibrational point, and I fought them a couple of times, but obviously that didn't really change anything, because they were getting the anger out of me, they were getting my energy and benefiting from it, because they were seeing it as entertainment. Nowadays, I don't give a fuck what you say. I know what I stand for. I know what I'm doing on my life. I've set out the plan everywhere, and in 10 years from now, I'll be looking back on this video, and I'll be thanking myself that I knew back then, that I knew I was gonna be a well-known photographer, and also would have helped millions of people with making sure their life is as good as possible. And yes, there is it is a negative to meditation, and this is that you're gonna wake up to this reality. You will find out that this world ain't as normal or as simple as it looks. Yes, this is beautiful, obviously, but it's not what it looks like. Like here, it may be good, but down here underground, there's a lot of shit going on. All those kids going missing, they're drinking their blood. They're not messing about. If you don't trust me, Google adrenochrome and see what comes up. I wouldn't even recommend googling it, because Google sends out a lot of shit, which is another thing. Use DuckDuckGo. You can download it on Google Play Store. I'm not sure about the iPhone version, but I'm pretty sure they have it as well. And see what comes up. Just have a little read. But as a whole, adrenochrome is a thing that only the human body creates, and it creates it when it's under a massive amount of stress. And they sell this shit in small amounts, which means that the only way they can get this is by torturing little children. Why little children? Because children produce a lot more of it than the other people, than the old people. And it's not only humans in this world, trust me. Like, I know what I'm talking about. There is more than just people. There is a video I watched. It was a reptilian baby, and in the comments, it was on YouTube. You can search it up, it's probably gonna come up. In the comments, it was saying, there was one comment saying, well, many of them, but the one I remember was, this woman in India had her baby born like that, but don't worry guys, the doctor said that it's just very rare skin disease or something like that. Okay, the baby's skin was green. If that was all, alright, I could give you the benefit of the doubt. But the baby was born with sharp teeth. It didn't have any paw organs, and it had red eyes. Like, there wasn't no iris. I think it's iris, what it's called. It was just black, just red, and it was sticking out. That wasn't no human baby. But they tell you it's a rare skin condition, and people already believe it. People are not taught, so they're not taught to do their own research. They're taught to believe what people tell them to believe, and by people, those elites. So another thing that is gonna happen when you start meditating, not only are you gonna wake up, but this wake up process, if nothing has happened to you yet, like something negative that's gonna flip you around upside down, if nothing's happened to you yet like that, if you start meditating and you wake up, which you will if you meditate, this time will come. Because every single person who is a woke person has gone for something. in order to upgrade themselves onto the higher level. Because when you're at your lowest, that's the best time to restart your life and do better than you were ever doing before. If you know what I mean. It's an opportunity to flip your life around and start from scratch. So that's about it. If you don't know what you're doing with your life, I'll be happy if you listen to what I told you and you try out meditating for at least a month, every single day. It doesn't have to be for 20 minutes, 40 minutes like I do it. It can be for just 5 minutes and that's it. And there's a lot of different ways you can meditate, but I recommend you just sit in a room, deep and slow breaths, focus on your breath, focus on the air going in, flowing through your nose, entering your lungs, and breathing out, and feeling the same thing, the same air just coming out. That's the simplest thing. And another thing, if you hear anything or you see anything scary, just don't get scared. This is very usual. Well, it was usual for me. You may hear bangs, you may hear knocks. This is something that has always been there. When you were a kid, you probably used to hear this a lot. Mom, there's a knock on the door or something like that, and they'll tell you to go to bed because it's not that serious. They haven't heard nothing. You're just tripping, right? So from little kids we're taught to ignore those sounds, when in fact we should really pay a close attention to them and like know that they're always there. There's always all this shit we see. It's 3D. There's fourth dimension, there's fifth dimension, there's a lot more shit around us than we know. And as you meditate, you start feeling this. Like me, for example, I'd see figures. I would be walking down the street. I'd see someone running like on the other pavement on the other side. I would look to make sure, because it's getting dark. I would look. There is no one there. No one. You would feel the energies. As I say in my last video, I tamed, kinda. I made a friend with an entity, or a ghost, or energy, however you want to call it. But yeah. So make sure y'all take care of yourselves, y'all. And trust me, try meditation for a month. Don't get scared of anything you hear. This stuff is always around you. You just haven't unlocked your senses yet to feel it. Because same as hearing, we hear from 20 to 20,000 hertz. We can't hear anything beyond or under this range. Same is with our vision, same is with our senses. We have to kind of like unlock all this. And another thing, I know the video is getting long again, but we always thought like, oh look, those superpowers in the movies, me personally as a kid, I was like, oh man, I wish I had some superpowers like this. Like, it's so cool, life is so boring, just living, just feeling nothing. We do have superpowers. They put everything in your face in the movies. We do have superpowers, but we just gotta unlock them. This shit is crazy, but trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, y'all, hopefully this helped. Make sure you're staying positive, don't let shit get to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.